Hey y'all, welcome to the Blue Plate Special. We are live right downtown during the Big Ears Festival today. It truly is very alive downtown when Big Ears is happening. We've got two bands on the bill today, both of whom are going to be playing a little bit more during Big Ears tomorrow. We'll talk about that later. Coming up in the second half of the show, we have a band from right here in East Tennessee called the Gladson Family Band. And they're gonna give us a little taste of some kind of rootsier string band music. But right now, we've got a band from over in Durham, North Carolina, who they like to stretch the string band tradition just a little bit. So you all give a big welcome to the Magic Tuber String Band. That's the Magic Tuber String Band on the WDVX Blue Plate Special. Well, let's find out a little bit more about these folks. So they're from over in Durham. They met at Duke University and found a shared interest in string band music, but also an interest in taking that music in new directions. So talk a little bit about how that all happened. You know, how did you come together, and then how did you formulate your sound?
Yeah, so we started all playing old time together in Durham. There's such a good scene there, so many incredible players. That first piece we played started off with Clyde Davenport's Merryweather, and that's one of our favorite tunes that we like to play, just straight ahead jams at night. But then we also all come from, we have other influences coming from, fingerstyle, American primitive guitar, and noise and classical, and we like to bring those elements in and kind of play with the old-time technique and some of those other influences as well. So that second one was called 12th House, and that's one of our original compositions that we have played around with.
All right, cool. So Courtney, one of the other things I found interesting as I was investigating you all is that you are a naturalist. That's one of the other things that you do, and that you all seem to see your music as being connected to nature in some way. And talk about that.
Yeah, so I am a naturalist. I take field recordings. We've lived in various places throughout the Southeast and are really inspired by the natural soundscapes and the natural sounds in addition to the musical traditions of those places. And so some of our songs are really directly inspired by some of those sounds. There's one we'll play a little bit later that that's definitely the case. But sonically, really inspired by birds and frogs and what other sounds we hear on the landscape, including the noisy ones as well. So.
All right, that makes sense. I mean, there certainly are a lot of ambient sounds in nature and, continuous droning sounds, and I hear you all mixing that in for sure. Well, I want to remind folks, everybody who has a Big Ears app probably already knows this, but we'll remind folks that the Magic Tuber String Band is playing at the Jackson Terminal at 12:45 tomorrow. So if you're just listening on the radio and didn't make it down here in time, you can catch them there, or you can catch them again there as well. Before I let y'all play a little more music, what's the best way for people to keep up with you, where you're playing, what you're up to? I know you have some recordings out in the streaming world.
We do. You can find them anywhere on streaming. We had a record come out last year on Thrill Jockey. You can find that at their site or on Bandcamp or any streaming. And we update a lot, for the most part, on Instagram, sometimes on Facebook. But
that was going to be my guess based on my guess of your age. Is that?
We don't have a TikTok, though.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Well, very good. Well, let's get some more music. This is the Magic Tuber String Band.
Evan is to tune the 12-string guitar, so. echo for this, which is kind of an insane tuning to put the fiddle in, but I really like the way it sounds. So that's what this is. That was called Days of Longing. It's on our most recent record, Needlefall. But now we're going to play a new one that's called Wintering Grounds, and this one is directly inspired by listening to a pond where a lot of waterfowl were overwintering. So there were swans and ducks and geese and red-winged blackbirds all calling at once. And so I spent a lot of time listening to that and trying to replicate it with instruments, and then this piece came out of it.
I was thinking that your little tuning episodes sound actually a lot like Big Ears, so fits right in.
listen to folk music more generally. We're based mostly in Appalachian style, like Round Peak style old time, but listen to a lot of folk music from other traditions too. And this next piece is one that Evan wrote first on guitar, inspired by listening to an Argentinian guitarist named Atahualpa Yupanqui. And it's called Blooms in the Rapids.
That's the Magic Tuber String Band on the WDVX Blue Plate Special. We're going to take a minute to switch over the stage. While we do that, I want to remind you that the Magic Tuber String Band is playing tomorrow as part of the Big Ears Festival at Jackson Terminal at 12:45. So there's another opportunity to hear their music. I'd like to thank some of the folks who make the Blue Plate Special possible. The WDVX Blue Plate Special is presented by Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria on Jackson Avenue in Knoxville's Old City, home of the Big Plate on Fridays, and by Modelo Especial and Corona Extra. Well, that's a new one that snuck up on me right there. Coming up this Friday on our Big Plate, we actually have the Gladson Family Band, who you're about to hear right here in a second. Additional support comes from Visit Knoxville. We've got a lot of live shows coming up in the next few weeks, as usual. We've got a few bands next week: Jay Skaggs, Grassy Creek Bluegrass Band, Daniel Kane, Dustin Brown, and Anthony Wayne. You can always go to WDVX.com to find more about what's coming up. On the first Friday of every month, we do a live show right here in the Visitor Center. It's kind of like a Blue Plate Special, but it lasts an hour, and hosted by Daniel Fluitt. Coming up on Friday, April 4th, we have Tinka Tinka will be joining us. That's at 6 p.m. It's a free show, just like a Blue Plate Special, but at 6 p.m. on the first Friday of every month. We also have a show for kids that's a little bit like the Blue Plate Special. It happens the second Saturday of every month. It's called Kids Stuff Live. It happens right here. That's a free show as well. It's hosted by Sarah Perkel, who will also be the performer on April 12th. So that's coming up as well. There's a lot of energy in this room for those of you who are out there in Radio Land. We are in the midst of the Big Ears Festival. We have just begun the third day of Big Ears, and WDVX is very happy to get to partner with Big Ears and bring some of the Big Ears acts to the Blue Plate Special stage. And as I mentioned before, our first act today will be appearing again tomorrow. And this second act, they're going to be appearing again tomorrow as part of a special program about archives in the digital era, with a special focus on Lead Belly. We'll chat with them more about that in just a couple of minutes for sure. I think we're closing in on being ready to get these folks going. I know Johnny's almost there. Johnny's giving me the thumbs up. How about y'all on stage? You all ready to start? You guys ready as well?
All right, we're ready.
All right. We're ready to start the second half of the show. So in the first half of the show, we got to hear some modern interpretation of string band music, kind of an update of the traditional sound. And in this half of the show, we're going to get to hear a little bit more of the traditional sound of bluegrass music. These folks come from right up the road in Hancock County in East Tennessee. You all give a big welcome to the Gladson Family Band.
mama would rock me in the cradle in them old cotton fields back home. It was down in Louisiana, just about a mile from Texarkana, in them old cotton fields back home. But we didn't make very much money in them old cotton fields back home. It may sound just a little bit funny, but we didn't make very much money in them old cotton fields back home. When them cotton balls get rotten, you can't pick very much cotton in them old cotton fields back home. It was down in Louisiana, just about a mile from Texarkana, cotton fields back home. Balls get rotten, you can't pick very much cotton in them old cotton fields back home. It was down in Louisiana, just about a mile from Texarkana, in them old cotton fields back home. In them down old cotton fields back home.
That's the Gladson Family Band on the WDVX Blue Plate Special. Well, welcome back to the show. You all have been on the show before. Yeah, you can pull that mic up if you want to.
All right, thank you, Sean.
Get a little taller.
We're glad to be back today for the Blue Plate, and we're glad to be back down here around the time of Big Ears. How about everybody give a hand for Big Ears? It's a big time, man. Yeah. We love it.
Well, let's talk about a few things real quick, and then let's dive into what you're doing at Big Ears. First of all, for those of you who live in Knoxville, I want to let you know that next Friday, they're part of a couple of things. First of all, they're going to play on the WDVX Big Plate, which happens down at Barley's, but then that is to promote a show in the evening at the Laurel Theater, which that is a show to benefit the JAM program, the Junior Appalachian Musicians Program. So let's talk about that for just a minute, because that's part of what you all do as a family.
Yes, sir, it is. We do. We, as a family, we teach music up in Hancock County. And the JAM program is the organization that we go through to teach, and it's been really great. Each one of the kids teach their respected instruments. And we have had a great number of children come take lessons from us, and hopefully we can plant the seed of old-time music in that part of the country. Again, it was there for years, but I think it's been a little of a drought, you might say. So we're glad to be able to teach the young kids and help them bring it back a little bit. Yeah.
All right. Well, very good. And for anybody out there who might be interested, JAM exists in multiple places in southern Appalachia and is just growing in East Tennessee. And you can find out information about that at jamkids.org. And they're in particular one in Hancock County. Then you put a little /Hancock afterwards, and you'll find all of that. So at Laurel Theater next weekend, they'll be there with several other acts to benefit the JAM program. So let's talk a little bit about what you're up to here at Big Ears, though. Besides playing on the Blue Plate Special, you're going to be part of a program called Dust to Digital presents Lead Belly. I mean, well, I don't know if I got the title right. But anyway, it's something like that. Tell us a little bit about what that is.
Well, we're going to be a part of a conversation here tomorrow, folks, with Dust to Digital is a great record label that promotes the old-timey music. Thank you. That's right. They're good people. April and Lance Ledbetter, they do a great job with that record label and put out a lot of good old-timey music. And Tarika Dean is the great niece of Huddy Leadbelly, better known as Leadbelly. And they're going to be talking about recordings and about the future and the past of archival music and things of that nature. And we're going to bookend it with a couple Leadbelly tunes. We just did the old Cotton Fields Back Home. That was originally one of the Leadbelly cut many, many long years ago, and it sure made its way into the mainstream. Sure everybody's rode down the highway with that song turned up a time or two. And so we're glad to be able to present some of his music, and we've got some more lined up here in this little set for it. But that's what we're doing. We're representing him and trying to, and just kind of give everybody a little bit of memory of what a significant fella he was in the course of music in this country.
All right. Well, that sounds like a whole lot of fun. And that's happening tomorrow at 10:30 right here, actually. It'll be right here in the Visitor Center. But before I get out of the way and let you play a little bit more music, I do want to mention that, you know, you all are in the tradition of Southern Appalachia of being a family band.
Yes,
and you all are all a family. And talk just a little bit about that. I know when I first started seeing you all play, it was not with all of the kids, and that has just developed in more recent years. So talk about that for a second.
Yeah, Sean. Well, you know, I've played music around here. I think first time I ever come to Knoxville was something like 25 years ago to play music. And, of course, now this many years later, we got a whole family right here. And they all have took up on their own, really, the music, playing their different instruments, and they all switch out a little bit and play different things. And we actually, what you and seeing and hearing right now is more or less what's going on inside the cabinet at the house. So it's just like your front, you know, being in the living room. And we all share joy in this music and try to bring the light to people out there in the world and try to pass that on and hopefully receive some of it back. And music is a joy, and it's a blessing for us people here on earth to be able to go through life and endure life with music. So I'm grateful for music, and I think maybe that got passed on into the family here somehow or another. So it's always possible to pass your love on for things through your family and your friends too, because I see a lot of them out there, and I'm grateful for everybody that's here today and listening on the radio. And that's, Sean, that's about, you know, everybody can go their way for what they want to do, but now it's really nice to have your family around you playing music, and it's a good time. So I'm grateful for it.
Oh, we're grateful to have you all here doing it.
Here's an old song that was on a Leadbelly recorded this number, and he said a couple different things on the recordings at different times, but this tune here is called Poor Hired, and says maybe Poor Hired was the first freed slave ever in the history of the world, perhaps, and he might have been the inventor of what they called a sookie jump, which was a square dance type thing. And so this one right here is in memory of Poor Hired. So Poor Hired's dead and gone, but we're going to leave him on right here. All right, everybody ready? All right, get a little Poor Hired. Go ahead, huh? Oh, poor Hal was dead and gone. Left me here to sing his song. Oh, Hal was dead and gone. Oh, Hal was dead and gone. Oh, Hal was dead and gone. Oh, Lord, he left me here to sing his song. Now let's go, got a couple more here for you. Oh, yeah. Hey, here's, well, I think we got a couple more, so we'll probably move around through. We're going to do another one for you. Y'all, I know everybody's probably rode down the road to this and turned up loud. It's another Lead Belly song we're going to throw at you. And this one right here is entitled The Midnight Special. Midnight Special back in the day, they say it was a train. And it would come around and it would shine its light. And if the prisoners was in the prison, they'd see that light. And it would give them hope and make them think probably of good things. And instead of being old caged up and locked up and everything. So may the Midnight Special shine on all y'all right now. Here we go. Let me get right. We got to get a banjo tuned up over here. We'll be here for 3 more days. All right, here we go. Go ahead. 1, 2, 3. Yonder come a Miss Rosie, how you reckon I know? I can tell by apron and a dress she wore, umbrella on her shoulder, piece of paper in her hand. Said she gonna see the governor, turn loose of my man, let the midnight special shine its light on me. Let the midnight special shine its ever-loving light on me. Let the midnight special shine its light on me. Let the midnight special shine its ever-loving light on me. You wake up in the morning, you hear the big bell ring, and then you march into the table, you see the same old thing, knife and fork upon the table, ain't nothing in the pan. They can talk on about it, you be in trouble with a man. Let the midnight special shine its light on me. Let the midnight special shine its ever-loving light on me. Let the midnight special shine its light on me. Let the midnight special shine its ever-loving light on me. Shine a little bit. If you ever go to Houston, Lord, you better walk right. Well, you better not gamble, and you better not fight. Chef Bumper, he'll arrest you, rendezvous to break you down. Next thing you know, boys, you're penitentiary bound. Let the midnight special shine its light on me. Let the midnight special shine its ever-loving light on me. Let the midnight special shine its light on me. Let the midnight special shine its ever-loving light on me. Let it shine all the time. Well, jumping little Judy was a mighty fine girl. Well, Judy brought jumping to the whole wide world. Well, she brought it in the morning, Lord, just before day. But she brought me some bad news, and my wife was dead. Let the midnight special shine its light on me. Let the midnight special shine its ever-loving light on me. Let the midnight special shine its light on me. Let the midnight special shine its ever-loving light on me.
That's the Gladson Family Band on the WDVX Blue Plate Special. We're going to get one more song from these folks, but before we do that, why don't we have another big round of applause for our first act today, the Magic Tuber String Band.
amazing.
And just a reminder that both of these folks are going to be part of the Big Ears Festival that we're in the middle of right now. They're going to be part of it again tomorrow. The Magic Tuber String Band will be at Jackson Terminal at 12:45, and the Gladson Family Band, they're going to be right back here for a program called Dust to Digital, which has a lot to do this time with Leadbelly.
Yes,
And we just heard a Leadbelly song, and they're going to play a couple more Leadbelly songs tomorrow as part of that program at 10:30 right here. I'd like to thank the Big Ears Festival for collaborating with the Blue Plate Special and bringing us some of their artists over the last 3 days. And thanks to you all who have come out today, people from Knoxville, people who are from out of town for the Big Ears Festival. We're super happy to have you here. I'll move out of the way and let's get one last song.
Thank you, Sean. We appreciate it. Thanks to WDVX and Knoxville and the Big Ears Festival and all the friends and everybody. And everybody have a blessed day. Enjoy yourself. Hey, we're going to come at you with one right here that everybody's heard, and it's called Irene Good Night. Good night, Irene. All right, children, how about it one time? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams. Sometimes I live in the country. Sometimes I live in town. Sometimes I take a great notion to jump in the river and drown. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dream. All right, play it for me.
That's the Gladson Family Band on the WDVX Blue Plate Special. I hope you'll join us next time for more real live music. But right now, I'm going to send it back into the studio.